after he showed me all the research on the mangosteen, I said, when are you going to come out with your skincare and personal care products? And he looked at me kind of funny, and he says, well, you know, we have this juice out, and we're doing the juice. And I said, this juice is going to break records. It's going to set major, major records. But when are you going to come out with your personal care and your skincare products? And he avoided the answer again and says, well, we got this juice, and we want you to concentrate on this juice. And I said, listen, the juice is going to break records. I'm going to concentrate on the juice. When are you going to come out with your personal care and skincare products? Because the reason I ask that is I know trends. I know marketing trends. And I know trends kind of have a tendency to go like this. And so I knew that there'd come a time when Zango would need to move on to other things. And not leave the juice behind, but it would always be their most important product. It would always be what I like to call, what we call their flagship product. The most important thing. It would always be the most important basis of what we ordered, our ADP program, our automatic delivery program. It would always be that. But at the same time, I know marketing, and in terms of marketing, I know there'd be a time we would want to move on to other things as far as our lead, with what we kind of lead with. And so I asked that question, and they avoided for a while, and I was persistent. And the reason I asked that is when I saw all that research on the mangosteen, most of the research I saw didn't have to do with drinking it. That's not what they did in the early days. It all had to do with topical applications. That's what I was reading. I was reading about skin and eczema and skin problems and cuts and bruises and things like that. I'm reading all about the skin in a lot of this and anti-inflammatory skin conditions, and yet we have a juice. So I knew that down the road, there's going to be something else, and it's going to be something topical, something for the skin or whatever. And so I asked them, and finally they said, yes, we are coming out. We have plans for skin care, for personal care, even for ointments and salves, for cuts and bruises, for, creams and things like that. And I said, good, when is that going to be? And they said, well, can you kind of keep a secret? And I said, not very well, but I'll do the best I can. And they said, it'll be about 5 or 6 years down the road. We know the time will come when we'll need that to happen. And I says, good. Will it be, will it be non-toxic? And he looked at me and said, yes. That was an important question also, because I'm going to talk about non-toxicity in just a little bit. But I said, will it be non-toxic? He said, yes. Then I asked him the really important next question, and I said, what is non-toxic? What does that mean? If he would have said, well, that means all natural, I probably would have left the room, because that's not what non-toxic is. Because even most toxic things are natural. I always tell people, hey, cocaine's natural, but that doesn't make it good for you, So I said, is it non-toxic? And he said, yes. And I said, tell me what non-toxic is. 6 years ago, Aaron Garrity sat there and told me what non-toxicity was. That was impressive to me. And Gordon Morton chimed in and said a few things, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is cool, this is wonderful, because we'll have a great big first wave taking place now. Probably in 5, 6, 7 years, there'll be a little bit of a lull, a little bit of a slowdown. Then we'll introduce some other things, and we'll have an even bigger second and third wave coming out there. And what a future this company will have, not only for the next 5 or 6 years, but for the next 10 or 12 years. What a future we're going to have. There's going to be multiple ground floors here. There's not going to be one ground floor. There's going to be a ground floor, and then another one, and then another one. And that is taking place exactly like we talked about just a little bit over 6 years ago. That's taking place. So with that in mind, let me move on to some things that we can talk about now.